What the heck? There we go. Wood hole. Bravo. All right. We're live. Let me go fill up my water. Brock's in here. Tuesday. How was your Tuesday, Brock? Anybody else in here? How was your Tuesday? We got an early stream. Early stream for our Eastern folks that need to watch. Obviously, sometimes our streams go a little late. We normally start at 7. Right now, it's 2:40 my time. What's up, Sips? How you doing? Yeah, so we're going to do a little bit early stream, just talk whiskey, drink a couple of things, kind of talk about what's going on in the industry, I guess. Things I've seen recently, changes coming up. So, doing 24 hill runs for football practice is not fun, I bet, bro. So, that's what we got going today. Yeah, just talk whiskey. I feel like you guys have all seen these. Half of the collection's not here, so I'm sure you might get sick and tired of hearing certain things. But we can talk whiskey today, maybe a little more informative. Go into detail, give some reviews on a few things, like especially things that I drink all the time. But really give a review. Tell you what I like about it, why I like it, things that I'm chasing after, So far today, I've only had 2 pours. Right before this, I had a Stag Junior Batch 16. Yep, Batch 16, one of the last that had Junior on it. And also Old Forester 1924. So those are the 2 I had, just gaming for a little bit. So now, we're just going to talk a little bit about, the rest of the stuff. What's up, Dance Princess? You need an AA class. Get some help. All right, read a book. How about that? Yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's get some reviews in. Really detailed reviews. Oh, here we go already. Here we go. Red Bull. What? Okay. Let's go first with the Middle West. I actually was fortunate enough to do a pick of this. See the Whiskier logo there? We hand selected this single barrel rye out of a few things. So, best whiskey for a beginner, Buffalo Trace. Standard Buffalo Trace, in my opinion. That's got to be it. So, that's what I think. Early with the trolls, huh? Nice, nice, nice. See that? Devil's fart. That's what they call this one. There we go. Just little sips. Give you enough for maybe 2-3 sips. Go in detail on this. So this is a Pumpernickel Rye whiskey coming out of Middle West Spirits in Ohio. Yeah, college football, yeah. I did see that. Who cares about whiskey? I do. A few people that watch the channel do as well. We have a pretty successful channel because of it. So yeah, I guess a few people do care about it. Do you have the bottle with the horse on it? Yeah, I think you're talking about Blanton's. I would imagine. I have a couple of the Blanton's ones. Blanton's Gold is this one. This is a single barrel pick. It's fantastic. It's really good. Whiskey's great. I like to hear it. Okay. So get into this. Again, Middle West coming out of Ohio. This one in particular is a single barrel. I selected it with about 6 other folks. And this one comes in at 125.7 proof. So just shy of a 126 proof. Really nice. Pumpernickel rye too, which is different. Not a lot of people in the whiskey world are using pumpernickel rye, I guess. It's a staple with them. Definitely not smelling like a rye right now, I'll tell you that. Whiskey glass smokers, dude. I'm not crazy over them. I've had a couple of old fashions that were smoked, and they're just not that great, if that makes sense. Most country style behind you. A lot of these come from Kentucky, so I would say that too. YouTube never get notifications. Dude, YouTube's terrible. We just started though, Al. You didn't miss anything. We're 6 minutes in. And we're going to talk about this one. I know you like this one in particular, but today I thought let's dive into a few and stick with a few for a while. Talk a lot of whiskey and give reviews, like honest reviews. So on the nose right now, I'm actually getting a lot of banana, which is weird. Like not straight up ripe banana. It smells like banana pudding or like a banana dessert, like a cake, if that makes sense. I loved your Louisiana video. What bourbon do you recommend from there? I'm from Louisiana personally. Cajun's Cut Distillery, or Distillery Acadian, makes a whiskey called Cajun's Cut. It's actually Louisiana's first bourbon. I would go with that. 7-3 out of New Orleans makes a great whiskey, and JT Mellick is a rice whiskey that's actually really, really good. What's up, Whiskey? I saw you were playing the show. I was. Just getting a little bit of games in. Yeah, this smells like a banana pudding for sure. Tried anything from Chattanooga? I have. The ones I have tried, Kyle, I did not like. Here we go. Streaming Titan is good. So immediately, right on the palate, tastes like Laffy Taffy, like banana Laffy Taffy. And on the finish is where that rye spice comes through. So a little bit of spicy, like baking spice notes, and then it finishes so sweet, super long. Now you taste it, it's like a banana candy, which is so strange. Because normally the only banana I get, it comes from Jack Daniels. Sometimes Old Forester, but this one is really coming through with banana. So it's pretty good. You can borrow a fart. Here you go. Look at the back of this. There you go. That's for you. Alcohol's bad. You shouldn't embrace it. You should drink it, pal. How about that? So overall, Al, do you remember what the price for this is? I think like 67, I think. Under $70 for this rye. For it coming at cash strength and it being a single barrel pick and one of the first in the States, if not the first in the state, that's a buy all day long for me. This is the Oasis pick, yep. Well, it's our pick. Whiskier, Colorado Springs Whiskey Club, and it went through Oasis. But it was available at Oasis. It's so good. I will point this out. This is a rye lovers rye whiskey. I know a lot of times people like to say this is a bourbon lovers rye. I have one on the shelf right here. If you can, yeah, that's Smoke Wagon Private Barrel Rye. Very bourbon forward. It almost tastes just like a bourbon, even though it is a rye whiskey. So that's going to lean towards more your bourbon lovers. This is a rye. If you enjoy rye whiskey, you will absolutely love this pick. If you don't and you're just maybe getting into rye, I could see why some people might not be a fan of this one in particular. But I also could see that this could be a bourbon that really bourbon. Could be a rye whiskey that transitions people into loving rye too. It really just depends on your palate and what you're interested in. But I think that this is just so good. How do you like the Screaming Titan? I love it. We can review that one today too. I love it. However, I don't love the price tag at $90. Thoughts on Wild Turkey 12? I wish I could try that one, but I can't. I've never tasted it. I think it's a Japan-only release, I think. Good old Ohio whiskey. It's so good, too. What's up, Hatfield? Is it Hatfield? It is. New sub to your channel. I'm digging the content. Any thoughts on Green River Single Barrel Cask? If you're on the $70 price tag, but I guess only way to find. Personally, I'm a pass on the Green River Single Barrel bourbons. If they start coming out with single barrel ryes or wheaters, then I would be all over that. But their bourbon it always wasn't my favorite in the world. And then when the cash strength is just so hit or miss and inconsistent that I don't own one because I've tasted 6 of them now from buddies and I just wasn't a fan of it. You know? You do have the Wild Turkey 12, Al. What do you think of it? Because I'm not crazy over Wild Turkey products in general. But that one does pique my interest. This is a private, yes. This Smoke Wagon is a private barrel selection rye. Coming out of, I want to say Dodds. I don't know if it says Hidden Barrel, I guess. I thought it was Dodds. Warehouse E43. But I got this one a week ago. A little over a week ago, actually. Yeah, overall, this is super solid. I'm super pumped that we're able to do a pick with Middle West. I'd love to do more in the future. However, I would also love to branch out and do other rye picks available for our Patreon members. So, like, one that I would love to get is a Still Austin rye barrel. I would love to get a Wilderness Trail rye barrel. Those are the two that are really on the top of my... Obviously, this would be like a dream come true to get a Jack single barrel rye pick, but those are hard. So anything else that we can get would be great. Excuse me for that. Just got it yesterday. Uncracked most common review is this not Wild Turkey typical juice. So that might be up my alley then. I'm going to be honest. Change the name of the Younger to... Yes, they did. They did. I'm a fan too, man. Of it. I'm going to still call it Uncut the Younger forever. Just like I still call Stag Jr. even though it's Stag. But for Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger, what was it, like 115 proof? And it's just solid. It's a little grainy. You could tell it is somewhat young, but they were open about it. And I don't know. I guess the marketing team might have messed up by naming it Younger. So when people go into stores and they read that, they're probably like, not going to happen. But it is good whiskey. And I recommend at $40 that people buy it. It's so good. One thing I like to do too, and I think if you watch a lot of live streams, you probably recognize, I try to use a bunch of different glasses. Obviously, Glencairn being the best for whiskey, but like this little tumble glass, I don't know what they call it. Something like this still tastes amazing and smells really good. I like the Stranahan's little tip over glasses that they use. So always use different glasses just to see what a whiskey could really bring to the table. That's something I enjoy doing. Any recommendation for best budget rye? Green River Rye has to be, if you could find it for 30 or less, has to be one of the best budget ryes that there is. Believe it or not, George Dickel Rye at $26 is pretty decent stuff as well. Old Overholt 114, I think that's $26. So 114 proof, age 4 years, rye whiskey. It's quintessential Kentucky whiskey. Like, it's just good. That'd probably be my recommendations right there off the top of my head. If I think of any more, I'll let you know. But starter, I'm trying to also bring in price to that as well. Good old choke wagon. Hate and love it. Got to get every drop out of the glass. All right? You know one that we should talk about that we really don't? Just because it's kind of a meme bourbon. Meme. People joke about it. Let's go with Classic Blends. You know? Let's get into bourbon now, but high rye mash bill bourbon. I hate these damn boxes, dude. Let's do this. I just feel like it deserves what my honest opinion is drinking it after that rye. Some bangers in there. Well, good luck to you, barbecue. I hope you get something great. Have you tried Hardin's Creek? I have not tried Hardin's Creek. I don't think, at least. I could have got a sample of it. I just don't remember. Which probably means it probably wasn't that memorable if I did. Good old Blanton's. Okay. Blanton's. One of the most talked about whiskeys in the world. Love it or hate it. That's what it is. If you had a choice between Stag Junior, Blanton straight from the barrel, or Michter's 10, what are you choosing? Stag Junior, personally, for my palate, Stag Junior, then Blanton straight from the barrel, then Michter's 10. Michter's 10, I think, just is one of the most overhyped whiskeys in the world, man. I've tasted 3 different batches, and it's very oaky, and it's 90-something proof. I get it. It is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but it does get a lot of hype. What letter is this one? This is a B, and I have a couple back there. I'm just not sure. But this is a B in particular. Difference between whiskey and scotch, nothing at all. They are They are both a form of whiskey. However, scotch is made in Scotland. And it's the same. Whiskey is made in America too. Bourbon is a type of whiskey. Rye is a type of whiskey. Scotch type of whiskey. Irish type of whiskey. American light type of whiskey. If that makes sense. So the difference being is bourbon's made in America. It has to be at least 51% corn. And there's a few other laws and regulations that make it bourbon. Bourbon has to be made in America. Scotch, obviously made in Scotland. So not a whole lot. What celebrities' home bar would you want to see? What celebrities' home bar would I want to see? I've seen a couple that are like insane. I mean, I don't even know what a celebrity, let's think. Someone that really enjoys whiskey. Probably a country singer. A real country singer that really likes whiskey. That'd be cool. Are there any Michters worth the price tag? I think their standard lineup's worth the price tag. I think, yeah, their standard lineup and then the toasted and barrel strength rye, if they're MSRP, are worth the price tag. But I don't know. Michter's to me recently has been just kind of pushed to the side for me, but people have been loving it, and I get it. It's the same thing with me with Ben Holiday. People are going nuts over Ben Holiday, and I think it's just okay. Have you tried Becker Creek? I have. I don't think it's Texas Stag by any means. There's a few bottles that I think are Stag level, and one is basically, if you were to take Stag and drop it down to like 108 proof, that's what you get with Peerless Double Oak. It tastes a lot like Stag, just at a lower proof. Same thing. Old Forester 1924 is like Stag, all those good quintessential cherry vanilla notes, but drop down to 100 proof. Highland Park 18. I have a sample, I think. No, this is Found North 18 year. I don't have Highland Park. Highland Park's a scotch. I'm crazy. No, I don't have that. Tasted it, I think. Tacos, pizza, burgers. Burgers. Oh, that's going to be fun. Special occasion for that. I did try that whiskey. Habiki. I did try that recently. And I thought it was pretty good. Okay, blends. Let's give it a proper review. I think we bash on it all the time. It's one of the most talked about whiskeys in the world, but we can actually give it a review and tell you guys what I think about it, if that's cool with you. On the nose, it's not a crazy amount. You definitely smell some sweet corn. It's sweet. That's literally the gist of it. It's sweet with a little bit of ethanol. If I remember right, 93, 94 proof. I don't think it's 96. 93 proof. Warehouse H, obviously. Bottle number 108 from this specific barrel. I'm into all music. All of it. Is that a Russell's Reserve down by the Weller? Yeah, it's actually not for mine. It's for a buddy of mine, Dalton. I picked this up from months ago. We just haven't met yet. He lives a little far up north. But personally, I'm not crazy over the Russells. I've had a couple that are great and then a lot that were bad. But that is what this is. Yes. They're everywhere here in Colorado. I'm sure we can help you out and get you one too. Well, cheers. Thanks for following. Okay, so with blends for me on my palate, what I get is sweetness straight up front. Not brown sugar, but white sugar. Like if you were to take, I say it all the time, but like rock candy, you know, that used to be on a stick, little crystals, and you'd lick, you know, something like that, or like a ring pop, something like that. Just real sweet. It's nice. It's like a candy, and then it finishes where it's like a bourbon. That's what it tastes like at the end of the day. It's just quintessential whiskey. If you sipped whiskey, that finishing aspect that you get from it is what I get from Blanton's, but on the front end is extremely sweet. Now, is it worth the secondary price that people pay for this, up to $200? Absolutely not. $67? Absolutely. Not only is the whiskey really good for $67, but it is the coolest bottle in bourbon, in my opinion, hands down. And especially when you get to something like the gold label, you know, it just looks really great. Hand grenades, giant hand grenades, horse topper. You could spell out the letters. They know what they're doing. They're killing it. But yes, yeah, I do think it's a great bourbon. It's a quintessential Kentucky bourbon. However, overhyped. Have you tried 13 cash strength? Yes. So I have the cash strength single barrel rye right here, and I've also tried the cash strength bourbon for $90. I think that's the most I pay for it, which is MSRP, unfortunately, but it is a great whiskey. Just $90 is pretty. Ooh. I prefer Eagle Rare over blends. I am in the same boat as you, my friend. Cameron, I 100% agree. I personally prefer Eagle Rare. My palate leans more towards those darker, more. How do I explain it? Like sweeter, not sweeter in this way. This is more like again, sugary note. That's more sweet and like a baking brownie note, if that makes sense. So I lean more towards Eagle Rare as well for almost half the price, especially for almost half the price. Do you consider yourself an alcoholic? No, I do not. Just got a bottle of Blanton's Black for $150. Okay, Blanton's Black I think is not available in the U.S., so that's pretty cool. I got this green label back there for $130. Same reason, I just wanted to have one on the shelf. Johnny Walker all the way. Ooh, that was one of the OG. That's definitely the first Scotch I've ever had. Wasn't a fan, but again, I don't like Scotch, but I get why people love Johnny Walker. So here's the thing: a lot of people like to hate on Blanton's, and I think at the end of the day, if you gave this to a newbie or someone that's just trying to get into whiskey, gave it to them blind, you didn't tell them what it was, and they tasted it, every single person that tasted it would really enjoy it. But I think what happens is a lot of times when people collect a bunch of whiskey, they get in the mindset that there's so many better, the hype isn't real, craft distillery. I get it. I do. But at the end of the day, you can't bash on this whiskey for it being bad. It's not. Blanton's is a great bourbon. It's a quintessential Buffalo Trace product, and it is just so good. It really is. But I it's like a teeter-totter here. There's one end where I agree with all the people, like, why the hell are people still buying this for this price? But I'm also not going to hate when you find it for MSRP at all. It's fantastic. So good. Proper 12 tastes same as Johnny Blue. That's a stretch right there. I might have to go back to Proper 12. I haven't had it. If you've had it, what would you compare Baker 7 to? Oh, I've had it. In a lot of the Jim Beam products, Baker 7, the one I had was pretty decent. It tastes a lot like a double oaked product, like a Peerless or a Woodford double oaked, but way more nutty, if that makes sense. A lot more peanut forward whiskey than those. That's what I would compare that to. I'm with you, McBean. I feel you, man. What's the best place you've seen in the Springs for bourbon that you've been to? Oh, bourbon, and have you been to Oasis and Falcon? Great samples on Friday Sat. Yeah, actually the first whiskey that we tasted, this Middle West, I did a barrel pick and partnered with Oasis. That was available at Oasis. I think it's sold out now. However, yeah, Oasis is one of the first stores that we've ever been to. That was one of the first videos on the channel as well. And yeah, I like that they do those tastings on the weekends for sure. But my personal favorite store that I've been to yet to this day treats me right, treats every single one of you. I hope that's gone in there. I know actually they treat you right. And just people that in general, even if you're not a regular, Security Discount Liquors I think is the, what the standard for what a store should be for liquor. It's fantastic. What do you think about flavored bourbon? I'm not for it. Unless you're mixing, cool. But, so, not me personally. Traveler's a good Buffalo Trace product. I think it's very, and again, I want to tell you my opinion. I'm not bashing your opinion at all. If you love Travelers, I get it. Under $40, it's pretty good. For me, it is one of the most flat bourbons, period. And I hate to use the word smooth, but it is so smooth. Now, for a drinker that really enjoys the finish, the palate, the proof, everything like that, Travelers just fails for me on that. I like to mix Travelers, which for $40 I can find way less. A good whiskey to mix with, but I get why people like it. Hello from Germany. Hello. Let's go, baby. Josh, we needed you, man. Our first mod in the chat. We had some trolls earlier, man. We're waiting on you. Bro has a ton of whiskey behind him. Wait. Of wine behind him? Oh. Okay. Josh, we've been needing you. That's right. We have. We're doing a proper review of Blanton's. And I actually didn't bash it. I think it's really good. Mm-hmm. Blanton's is something I can go back to all the time and just fall in love all over again with whiskey. If I ever was like, ooh, I think I'm starting to dislike bourbon or dislike Kentucky, just give me a pour of Blanton's and I think it'll bring me back home. It's so good. It's one of the OGs. I remember chasing for my first bottle of Blanton's. Couldn't believe when I found it. Sent it to everyone. It's just one of those, it's a quintessential whiskey that I think is a staple in everyone's world, not just mine or most people. Okay. So we went over Blanton's. We went over a rye. Let's go something else. It's good for MSRP. Yeah, absolutely. Four Roses, not my favorite. I'm with you on that, Brian. I think Four Roses is a very mid-tier whiskey. Seriously. Like, if I had to place it on a lot of Kentucky, it's going to be pretty mid. I think it does hold a little edge over Wild Turkey for me. It might be this. It just depends on the day. But those two together, I think, are pretty mid-tier. Have you tried Caribou Crossing? I have, and I hate it. I think Caribou Crossing is the worst product that Buffalo Trace puts out. I'm trying to think of anything else that I don't dislike more from Buffalo Trace, but it has to be Caribou. Let's pawns some whiskey. Let's do it. LE was good. It was, but again, overhyped, I think, for the LE. Have you had Knob Creek 12? I have, and again, Knob Creek is one of the ones that are not mid. They're a little below mid for me, personally. Did you get the Tumbling Dice? This is in Parker at Bevy's, the other location, Bevy's Parker. It's fantastic. Peanut butter jelly. It's definitely one of the most, if not the most complex MGP whiskeys I have ever had. How's that Redwood? Okay, we got a few questions about the Redwood, so I think we'll go to that next. Benchmark 8, man, for $15. Benchmark 8 is way better than Caribou. Have you tried Japanese? I have, a little bit. Would take Benchmark Foolproof over early times? Okay, McBean, I like that you said that. Benchmark Foolproof is one of my favorites. However, I've had some bottles that are terrible. Versus early times bottled and bond, it's been super solid. But again, 125 proof versus 100. My palate, I would probably agree. But early times is more consistent. I have tequila too. I have a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. We'll go into a tequila next. Thank you. If you stay here, Earl, let's hit this Screaming Titan, and then I have a tequila that I'd like to talk about. It's up there somewhere. But I have a couple. I have a few and a lot more in Louisiana. So if you're down with that, let's do it. Okay. So we're going to talk Screaming Titan just because a lot of people seem interested. And we'll also bust out a tequila. It is finished in a whiskey barrel, but this is something that needs to be talked about. I don't think we really spoke about a lot on this channel yet. Thank you for bringing that up, Earl. Yeah, I love tequila too. I mean, I can appreciate a good spirit, you know. All right, Redwood Empire Screaming Titan. Again, I paid $90 for this, and this is supposed to be the competition for all the weeders that people love. Your Wellers, everything like that. So this is going to be 96 proof, right at the same proof as a Weller single barrel, the orange label. 4% malt, 7% rye, 59% corn, and 30% wheat. Great label. They kill it. They're very transparent with everything. This is batch number 1, and I love reading the back of their labels. I love the feel of their labels. They're killing it. Redwood really is killing it. Some people think that they have a lot of hype behind them right now. I think it's because it's deserved. They make great whiskey. Don Julio Añejo right now as well. Oh, bet. Let's do it. I'm near you and I always keep an eye out. Maybe one day I'll see you. Yeah, Brian, I'm surprised we haven't run into each other yet. Okay. They call this their small lot series. I'll say on the nose, it doesn't smell like a weeder. It smells more like a 100% corn whiskey. Like a mellow corn, but way better. Mellow corn, it feels like 10 years old. I know this isn't 10 years old, but that's just the nose I'm getting off of this. Really sweet. And grain. I smell grain for sure. Finishing Buffalo Trace. I have a Blanton's one, an Eagle Rare one, and the one we're going to talk about next is an William LaRue Weller finish. Cheers, though. Let's get into this and kind of go over Redwood Empire Screaming Titan for sure. Okay. It is almost there. Almost where it needs to be. Would I like it at a higher proof? Sure. But let's just say that we're keeping it at this proof. It's too young for my taste. I would imagine this is 4 years or less. Okay? 4 years or less. It's a little grain forward, but then it finishes sweet like a Weller single barrel would or special reserve. It finishes just like that. But on the palate and everything, you're not getting that ooh. You know, it's just good and then it finishes great. But again, this is $90, $55, $44 for a big, you know. That's where I struggle. Now, are these easy to find? No, but is this? No. This came out once this year. So, super hard to find. And when I'm comparing it to the weeders that it's supposed to be like in competition with, it doesn't reach that. However, it is still great, and I'm glad to have it. I'm glad I bought it. I did buy this a while back. I haven't really been digging into it much. I never crave it. The only time I really drink it is on live streams when people ask about it. But today we're giving like a proper, real review. Okay, let's read some comments. Love Redwood, but the $70, $80, bottles. Yep, I agree. I totally agree. Their prices are just hard, and they're never going to come down. I really doubt if they come down. No Bookers behind you. Technically, the short barrel is somewhere on the top. Short barrel is a Booker single barrel. It just wasn't as high proof to become Booker, so they made it a short barrel. Corazon Reposado, 1792, Bevies. It was awesome. Yeah, dude. Some of those whiskey finished Corazons are great. What's your opinion on Redwood Empire on the topic? I think Redwood Empire is killing it. Their standard lineup to go from like $40 to double for something special it's weird to me. Really weird to me. Because Weller Special Reserve's like $25. This is $50. I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing or why they're doing it. But Redwood Empire Grizzly Beast is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, bottled and bond products on the market. Short Barrel Cigar Blend, I have not. Oh, that sounds nice, McBean. Do you ever trade with people? If so, how do you meet with those people? I have. I really enjoy the trade market more than the resale market. I think the trade market's great. You can get great bottles, and both parties are happy. So, with the trade market, both people are happy because they've been searching for a bottle. You've been looking for a bottle. You can make that simple trade. Both parties are happy. A lot of times, what I see in the resale market, people overspend for a certain bottle, and then when they get it, they're really disappointed. Not necessarily that person, but just, damn, I can't believe I spent that much money. So trade values, I think, are huge in whiskey. I love it. I meet people in person. I've also done stuff over mail, shipping to them. Middle West 13 Colony Riser, the bomb. I agree with you, Zach. We did just talk about the Middle West. We haven't talked about 13 Colony yet. We might. But today I think we should just more, or today, not we, but I just want to give more in-detail reviews, talk about the whiskeys that I really enjoying, or whatever you guys want me to review. Seriously, next person, name one. We're actually going to a tequila next, but after this tequila, what whiskey would you like to see? I agree with you, Josh. Have you tried any of the Orphan Barrel line? I'm not a fan. For the price alone. I think a lot of their whiskeys like $60 or less worth. And they're like 200 plus a lot of times, so I'm not a fan. I don't have Campfire McBean. That is crazy. Larceny, I do have. Yeah, we can go to Larceny next. Larceny, not Larceny. Have you had Nashville Barrel Co? I have. I really like them, and I'm actually in talks with doing a single barrel pick for our Patreon members right now because I like them so much. The single barrels, at least, that I've tasted were freaking awesome. Does airing your alcohol actually change its flavor? I'll tell you this. That's a great question. I found when I pour a glass of whiskey, leave it on my table, go shower, do what I need to do, and then come back to it, I don't like it as much. However, letting it sit in your bottle for a while definitely changes the whiskey. For the better, in my opinion, but like leaving it open in the glass, not a fan. Weller on every shelf. That's right, baby. I love Weller. It's a solid whiskey, guys. Is it worth $90? Absolutely not. I think it should be... I would even go as far as $55, but $60, that would be fantastic. $90 though is just insane. Okay, let me grab this. After our tequila, we're gonna go to a tequila next. If he's still here, I hope he is. My tequila guy, you still here? Either way, you whiskey guys are gonna like this one too. Some water in there. What is the best cognac personally? I haven't gone too far in the cognac world. However, Armagnac, I love. Delord makes a good one. Bacta has some good Armagnac. Pretty much same stuff. Heaven's Door bootleg. I have not had that one. Yep, McBean, I totally agree. The retailer, from what I'm told, but then again, I'm told a million different things. They have the bottles. We're just waiting on a link for you guys to order out of state. It's really been pissing me off, like, big time. Henny, bro. Thoughts on Bird Dog? Very bad. Very bad. All right, we're going to a tequila, an añejo, but this is Corazon finished in William LaRue Weller barrels. Okay, this is an añejo, almost an extra añejo because it was aged for, let me see, I know it says it somewhere on here. I think a little over 2 years. I know it's over 2 years. William LaRue Weller. Any Penelope, all of them, John. Every single Penelope bottle that I've had, I love. And there's a YouTuber I know that does not like Penelope. I don't understand. But again, I also dislike a lot of whiskeys that people love. Is what it is. But I love Penelope, everything they're doing. In particular, this is one of my favorite whiskeys of all time. Yeah, definitely have. Josh is right. I've been up their ass a lot. Trying to figure this barrel pick out. Unfortunately, you know, I love their whiskey and I support craft distilleries, but I really don't think I'm going to do another store pick or single barrel pick with them ever again. Just wasn't, you know. Damn, Bourbon Hunter. Hey, I wasn't naming names. No, I did not. I paid MSRP for these Wellers. I honestly don't think there's a bottle on here besides a Blanton's green label that I paid secondary for that I can remember. Everything should be MSRP. This is the American Light Whiskey, the 15-year. It's truly one of my favorite whiskeys of all time. Boom! So, Corazon finished in William LaRue Weller. Almost an extra añejo, over 2 years. From what I remember, this tastes a lot like Weller 12. Have some 107 with me. One of my favorites. But look at this. I'm almost out. Look at that. Down to the wire. Okay. Tonight, definitely get more agave, obviously. More of that spicy black pepper, cracked pepper note. But you still taste the influence of that whiskey. It's almost like drinking Kool-Aid, and then you get black pepper on the end. It's so good. It's fantastic. I find it hard to understand that people like a Blanco tequila more than they like this, personally, coming from a whiskey drinker. But I know a lot of people in the Mexico region that tequila is made think that the best tequila is actually right off the still Blanco. But I don't know. It's hard to beat something like this. This good. It's really, really good. Great quality. It tastes almost like a whiskey with a little bit... Or it almost more tastes like a whiskey finish in a tequila barrel rather than a tequila finish in a whiskey barrel. Big Bean, I would not hate that. I can't lie. I would not. No vanilla, right? I hate vanilla. You hate vanilla on a bourbon too, or tequila? No vanilla. It is sweet on the front, but I was purposefully trying to find vanilla just to make sure I didn't disappoint you. But no vanilla. It's just very sweet, almost lemon, like a lemon cake for a second, and then it goes to agave tequila on the finish. You know, that typical what you're gonna get off of a really, really good quality tequila. What's crazy too, Sazerac actually owns Corazon now. That's why they get all these crazy barrels. Dude, I'm the same with you, Andrew. I think Corazon actually makes a fantastic tequila. Their Reposado, Añejo, and even their Blanco is actually really good. And it's cheap. Blanco's fire, but I need age. I agree with you, dude. Earl, I agree all day long. Give me a Repo or an Añejo, and I'm down. I paid $80. $80 for this. Seldomly touch Blanco. Me too. I don't... Like, oh man, if you were to give me 3 Blancos and this blows any Blanco, I don't care what brand it is, out of the water. It's crazy, but I know a lot of people think Blanco's the best. Yeah, things are great. I absolutely agree. This is the William LaRue Weller one. Yes, sir. Our man. Yep, agave do hold sweetness. God. I've seen this bottle go for I think as much as like $150. And I do still think to this day this is the best tequila I've ever had. So I'd probably pay that $150 if I can never find it again. But again, I paid $80 for this. It's definitely worth every penny. All right, we're going to go back to a wheated whiskey, actually, with Larceny. Someone asked for Larceny. I hope you're still in here. This in particular I got from Kentucky a year ago. This is a year old now, over a year. This is batch B523 coming in at 124.4 proof. Now, there's another YouTuber that absolutely freaking loves Larceny, like he made it up or something. I don't know. I think Larceny's pretty mid. Their barrel proofs, however, are a different level. They're really good. But we'll see. B523. Down the hooch. Smells like Stag Junior. Nope, now it doesn't. After you move it around a little bit. They are fire, but again, I think they're like $65 now. Mm-mm. Nope. I think after coming from some of the bottles that we just tasted, this just definitely is not as good as those for $65. It's very nutty and almost tastes like wet hay, you know? Like if you ever smelt, never tasted it obviously, guys, but if you smelt wet hay, if you grew up around a farm or you've been around horses at all and the hay's wet, that's what that tastes like. I do live in Colorado. I live here for one more month and then before I move. The most I paid for a single bottle is Bacta, and it's a Bacta Armagnac, but it is 50 years old, and it's a single barrel at 50 years old. And I paid $400 MSRP for it. Justin, if you can message me, I need a backup, buddy. Look at this. I'm down to that from a 107. And that's all I got left in my foolproof. I mean, I say all. I just got it, but that's all I got left. I kill bottles, man. Damn, you're early. For you, Steve. Damn. Did it for you. Just waiting on you to get up in here. How's it going, Steve? You could teach me about whiskey, so I liked and sub. Well, thank you, Earl. Yeah, no, please do. Message me, too. Message me on Instagram or anything, because I'd love to learn more about tequila. If you're a real big tequila guy, we can maybe, learn from each other. That'd be great. That Bacta is so damn good. It is. It is. No, don't buy it at $250. Never. Still at damn work. How, Steve? How? Let's do it, Justin. If anybody got that Weller 107 or anything, let me know. If any of you got that Stag, that's what dude, I'm fucking hurting. This is giveaway. This is not mine. This is what I got left. About a full bottle because they're both half empty of Stag. That's it, guys. I'm done with Stag after that, which breaks my fucking heart. It's my favorite. 600 in Kentucky out. Oh. Oof. Dude, that's tough. Can we get some somber claps in the chat? Man, that sucks. Hey, anybody that's interested, Josh just posted our Patreon link. $5 a month. You can join the Patreon. We have a private group chat in there. We post special things in there. I have a video coming out really soon about the best 12-year-old whiskey that exists. Going on Patreon only. Here we go. $9 for the Rock Hill Farms Fund. Let's go, baby. Earl, I can't see what you said. I bet you know how to party. Party? I can't read it. That's weird. Thank you, Steve. Stag drops tomorrow. Where, Al? Is tomorrow the quarterly? I need to text James. I need to text, not James. I didn't text someone. There it is. Thank you, Josh, for the $5 in his comment. Instead of writing something, he put our Patreon link. So if anyone would like to be a new member in there, majority of the members that are speaking, Josh, Al, we got Steven here. I'm sure there's more. I can't think off the top of my head right now. But a lot of these members are a lot of these folks typing right now are Patreon members. Really good group. Awesome picks. Hope you enjoy. That doesn't exist, does it? Does Stag 24B exist? Does it? I would love that. Terrible. This is the worst of the night. I'd rate this a 5 out of 10. It's pretty terrible. Yuck. Saw it at my shop at. Dude, I saw it at my shop at too. The shop at's on base started carrying it in Colorado. This one in particular is a... Oh, no, that's standard. That's really good. I have a single barrel that I can't stand, but this is so good. Worth the 50. Party, no diddy. Yeah, thank you, Earl. I'd love that. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of us would love that. A lot of Patreon members I could send your way. Barrel proof larceny. Yeah, this one was terrible. Ooh. Okay, let's go to something peated. I know we have Alan here. Anybody ever seen this? Anybody know what this is? Brother Justice American Single Malt Cold Peated Whiskey. I'm going to talk about that. Coming in at 86 proof. Low proof. Phenomenal. And I don't like peated whiskey. I'll tell you that. I do not like peated whiskey. North Carolina, I did hear, does have a pretty shitty selection. I haven't had the Woodford 150, no. Anyway, cold peated. So I don't like... Jesus. I don't like peated whiskey at all. Until I had this. I didn't like, I should say. Minnesota Distillery. This has one of the best noses I've smelled in whiskey. I could live in this. I want to take it to work with me tomorrow. Not to drink it. Just to do this. And when someone asks, yep. You know what I'm saying? Oh, God, I love this. It smells so good. And it is peaty, but in a weird way. We'll talk about this. Brother Justice has been killing it. No Ardbeg. No. Cold peated. So this is the first in the world that cold peats their whiskey. They somehow infuse that peated flavor profile while freeze drying it, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to drink it. The nose on this is a 10 out of 10 for me. God. A lot of fruit. And you could tell it's peated, but not in a smoky way. God, that's good. Woo! I love it. I had my doubts when I first tried this, and I was like, no way am I going to like a peated whiskey. Well, guess what? I was just fucked up in the head because it is so good. Having this around a campfire, on a ski resort at the mountains, on a beach, you name it. It fits all those settings. It's so good. That smokiness with the campfire would fit in well. It's almost like this would be the best, when it's really cold outside, this would be it. But it's also like if you're on the beach, it's really sweet and fruit forward. It's nice. Day off? Yes. Day off today. I do have work tomorrow, but it was day off. Have you tried Keeper's Heart? Thoughts? Yep. I have. I think they are killing it, and they are going to be really, really big this year. 2024 coming up in the new year. I think you're going to be really talked about, and they're killing it. They got the Jameson Master Distiller from Jameson to move from Ireland to here. So that's pretty huge. Do love Keeper's Heart. Very Old St. Nick. I have not had that. It's so good. I like this better than a regular peated. I hate peated, but a cold infused. I don't know how they do it, but I love it. So good. What's your favorite bourbon? Stag Junior. That's my favorite bourbon of all time, to be honest. A124 Larceny. Have you tried it? I haven't had any of the 2024 releases of Larceny yet, but I don't think I'll be buying them after what I just had. B523. Wasn't a fan. So in uniqueness, this gets a 10 out of 10 for uniqueness. Overall rating, I'd give this a 6.7 out of 10, which is great. Finish, 9 out of 10. Price point, 7 out of 10. Like, this is just so unique. It's something you're not going to find in the market right now unless you're going to Brother Justice and ordering off the website, which hopefully soon we can get a little discount for you guys. I'm in talks with them. I really love what they're doing. I think they're killing it. The craft distillery, man, like some of the best stuff. What's your recommendation for a daily bourbon under $40? Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace. Obviously, those are not the easiest to find, but Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, Early Times Bottled and Bond, and Maker's Mark Cask Strength. It's a good one. What's the favorite drink, rarest you've ever had? William LaRue Weller is still to this day the rarest and the best whiskey I've ever tasted, ever. Glenfiddich, personally. Jason. Have you tried Chicken Cock's line? Yes. I actually did a single barrel pick for our single barrel program, and it's pretty good. Some of them are really good. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Whiskey Barrel. Oh, Granddad 114 Killer. That's another good one. Yeah, absolutely. Name some. That's fantastic. Do a backflip. That's insane. All right. Let's do like maybe one or two more. That was water, by the way. Don't come after me. Or to have you. Okay. Unless you guys... What's something that you like? Kind of a proper review, my opinion, and what I think it's worth review right now. Okay, Al. I want that so bad. Making Old Granddad 12, I did not. You like any dill pickles? Sure. Don't have Johnny Walker Blue, unfortunately. Explain Blanton's if you can. I hear rants about its goodness. Haven't tried it yet. So what Blanton's is the first single barrel in bourbon to ever exist. Was Blanton's. Like the first real one that was available on the market. First of all, it's one of the coolest looking bottles in bourbon. It's got a lot of hype around it. It's a single barrel. It's a high rye mash bill coming out of Buffalo Trace. If you can find it for $70 or less, it's a buy all day long. It's quintessential. It's fantastic. Anything past that, people pay like $200. That's why a lot of people hate about it and talk about it. But it's fantastic. 16-year McBean. Damn. I didn't know they were coming out of that. All right, listen. Whatever you see, even if it's not cracked, besides one bottle, even if it's not cracked, let me know what you'd like to hear. Or what you'd like to see kind of a review on. From all the way from the bottom, here to here. You pick a bottle, we'll kind of review it and talk about it. What would I pay for Torchy's tag? $200 max. Blood Oath, I'm not a fan of, Donk, personally. But yes, I have had it. Or I had 9. I don't think I've had 10. So anyone, pick a bottle that you see that you like. There's some behind it, but just name it. Just name it. And we will do kind of a review and talk about it a little bit. Talk about what I think. Tumbling Dice, Steve says. Tumbling Dice it is. All right. This one's interesting. It is, I already did I did do tequilas. Kosher, whiskey, Tennessee whiskey. Best bourbon under 150. Stag Junior. That's the best. All right. Tumbling Dice is one of the most complex, if not the most complex MGP whiskeys I have ever tried and owned. Coming out of Washington, D.C., this is a $42 bottle, and it is 118 proof. Again, MGP. Step Brothers. One of the best movies of all time. On the label, I call this the peanut butter and jelly. That's what it tastes like. Peanut butter jelly. Best bar sound under 150. The Rye. I'm not crazy over them. This smells like sweet butter goodness. It is Maker's Mark up top. This one and this one. Maker's Mark's one of my favorite distilleries. You will, Steve. We got you. I paired under 50 for mine. Oh, paid under. Yep, it's so good. Peanut butter and jelly. I get it every single time. It tastes like if you took peanut butter and jelly, made it on a sandwich. However, the bread had to be toasted. Key ingredient. Toasted bread. That's exactly what this tastes like. It's so good. So good. I almost want to say quintessential Kentucky, but it's not. It's MGP. It's very nutty. It's very different. It's very complex. Still tastes like I just ate a Smucker's peanut butter and jelly. You know, those little pre-cut sandwiches. That's what it tastes like on toasted bread. It is fantastic. Okay. Never had Maker's Mark? What? You need to. I'm with Steve on that one. No Hardin's Creek for me either. Yeah. $42 to buy 10 times over. I'd buy it 10 times. It's really good. It's very different, very complex. All right. Somebody else pick something on the shelf. This is the last one we're doing. First comment wins. Last whiskey that we're doing on the entire shelf. We're going to do a review. Pick it now. Pick it now. Let me get some water. Old Forester 1924 is the winner. We did Screaming Titan earlier, JP. I think that was the second bottle we tried. So after this live stream is posted, if you want to check that out or my review, you can. But we are going to do 1920 bottle. I do like tequilas as well. I do love tequila. Here we go. 1924 here. This recently became one of the best whiskeys I've had this year. I mean, slept on at the beginning of the year for me. I fucking love this whiskey. So what this is 1924, a 10-year-old age-stated product coming in at 100 proof. And for those that know, Old Forester, when they proof down to like 100 proof, is some of the best whiskey there is. Period. It is so good. Proper 12, what the fuck, man? Hell no. Do I drink wine? I do enjoy red wine. I really do. But I don't drink it that much, you know what I'm saying? Can we get the proper 12 guy fucking out of here? If Josh is in here. I want him gone. It's a terrible whiskey. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, you're spamming. Get out. God. It smells like a marshmallow before you toast it. Like just a regular, plain, all white marshmallow. Just That's what it smells like. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate it. God. Berries, cream, marshmallow. I think that cream is coming from that marshmallow. So like berries, blueberries stuffed in a marshmallow. That's what this smells like. MD, Maryland, right? I did hear it's pretty bad up there. Proper 12. Get them out. Cheers. Instantly, right when it touches the tip of your tongue all the way to the back, it is fantastic. It is sweet. It is thick. You know what I'm saying? It's viscous, covers your whole palate, covers everything you're looking for in a whiskey. This is the pour of the night for me, even over one of my picks, even over some of the stuff that people recommended. This is the #1 whiskey of the night for me. And I think it got a lot of hate this year because of the price tag at $130. But I'd pay it 10 times over. I'd rather buy one of these than two of these. I'd rather buy two of these than two of these. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is just so good. Quintessential bourbon, but to the next level. It is so good. Do you have any cognac? I don't have cognac, but I do have Armagnac. Just not here with me right now. I don't think I have any Armagnac. You are late, Joe. This is the last pour of the night, and it is 1924. But it's kind of perfect for you because this is one of, you and I favorite whiskeys. It's so good. Legend Joe. It is still, oh my God. It's only 3:50 my time. I just realized. I'm going to go right after this. I'm going to start the grill. Going to cook some freaking tenderloin. It's going to be good. It's going to be real good. I love tenderloin. This one's whiskey of the night, okay? Good night, Bourbon fam. Good night, whiskey. Whisker Barrel. That's Whisker Barrel. It's $4.50 in Texas. Yeah, I did an early one today. Next stream you're going to see from me is going to be Thursday. So those of you guys that aren't subscribed yet or thinking about subscribing, subscribe, turn on those notifications, even though YouTube sucks at notifications. But Thursday afternoon, probably around 4:30, 5 p.m. Central. No, let me rephrase that. 6:30 or 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's what time we're going to go live. Okay? Pull an all-nighter with what? I wish I could. I would pull an all-nighter if I didn't have work tomorrow, but I do, unfortunately. So, sorry. Anyway, okay, that's going to end it. Pour of the night for me. Old Forester, most unique for me. Tumbling Dice. That's the most unique. Overall, some great pours. Thank you guys for tuning in. Did a little short stream, just a little over an hour. And I hope to see you all on. Hang on. You're going to... Whoa, that sounded like I broke the phone. Anyway.